All right, y'all. You see it. We're back in the lab, aka Dexter's Laboratory, because I am a fishing nerd. Shout out to all my fishing nerds out there. Check this out. I break this thing down into 3 different ways: top water, middle water column, and the bottom. On the top, I'm going with the frog, y'all. I was gonna pull out the popping frog because I've never had a popping frog all by itself. That's not a walking bait, like my Vega frog by 6 Sense, which is my favorite frog. I'm pulling out the Tataki frog, and the reason I got this one is because it has this extra weight on the hook that allows me to cast it further. Now, for those of you who like 50-pound, 60-pound braid, this is exactly what you need, because I used that braid at that level and I couldn't cast anything far enough. I'm using 30-pound braid with the Tataki, so I can cast this thing 500 miles. And there's a reason, because I couldn't find that popping frog, I've got something else for you, but I'm gonna show you that a little bit later. And I pointed out that 30-pound braid for a reason, because I'm gonna show you something else. In the middle, we're going with 13 Fishing's Jabberjaw. This is my hands down favorite crankbait. Take a look at these hooks. They curl in just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now this crankbait has a square bill, and square bills are shallow diving crankbaits. And right now, there's a thermocline. The thermocline is a level of water where the most oxygen is at. The thermocline's shallow, so fish shallow this month. This square bill, we're talking 3 to 5 feet deep. And depending on how I squish it down or squish it up, it's gonna go deeper if I go up and shallower if I go down. This thing catches them. On the bottom, we're going with the Biospine Exoned, because it looks like a crawdad, but it's made of Elastec, the stretchy material that does not break. And you know, bass like to bite off pinchers. They like to rip your bait apart instead of biting the whole thing. With the Elastec, I double dog dare ya. And you can fish this shallow, and you can go 30 feet deep on a brush pile, bouncing around and still catch fish. Now, the reason I brought up the diameter of the 30-pound braid, or how skinny that is because my secret weapon is something I got from Jacob Wheeler. And on my spinning rod, I use it. This right here is called Nano Braid. 8-pound Nano Braid. I put a leader on here of 12-pound fluorocarbon, and the knot that I use is the Crazy Alberto knot. Now, what I want to encourage you all to do, find a fishing lure that is antique, that you've never used, something like that, and pull it out. So we're gonna call this the Sneaky Link. For our Sneaky Link of August, I found this popper. I couldn't find my popping frog, so I got this at an auction. It's made by Head-On, the same folks who make my favorite spook. This thing right here has caught me more fish than any other lure in my entire collection. Now, for those who do not have a Jabberjaw crankbait, use a crankbait. For those who use big water, get you a deep diving crankbait if you're out there in the big water. Me, I'm not going to 30 feet. I'm on a kayak, you feel me? I don't know what to do with 30 feet of water, but I do have that deep diver in case I'm out there. Let's go get it. All of this right here, I've milled through it. I've tried this, I've tried that, but for the month of August, stay shallow. Get you your best top water, throw it from the bank to the boat, get you your best middle thing. I'm telling you, go with the crankbait, because the way you reel it, burn, 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 pause, burn, 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 pause, slow. So bam, you're gonna get shot. The Ned rig, I'm choosing instead of the 12-inch worm, which is what everyone uses, because I can take this from bank to boat or from boat to deep and still catch it. Look, if y'all ain't getting out there, I got something for you. #outdoors, I'm outside. Peace.